defense lawyers in his criminal trial in 2005. He was acquitted of all charges. He was completely innocent. And then after he moved to Bahrain, Susan was handling a lot of his legal affairs.
Why was it important for you guys to be part of this film?
Michael was someone we loved, someone we admired greatly. He was a sensitive, decent, compassionate, wonderful person, the best client we ever had, a wonderful friend, and we miss him.
Is that a put off to you guys when someone is so famous and it's your opportunity and your approach to represent them? Does that in any way put you off? Is that quite daunting to represent someone of who's that famous?
Well, not in the case of Michael, because you quickly learn that somebody as big as Michael was, it was quite amazing to learn that it was so humble and so ordinary and so decent. And that's why I think that Michael was so special, more so than any other celebrity clients that we've represented, because he was such a decent person inside. Not only was he a gifted, talented genius, but the humility, the fundamental, the character that he had was so powerful that I think it was really meaningful to represent him.
It's an incredible story that's told throughout this film.
It's a beautiful film. It comes from the heart and soul of David Guest. It's sensitively done. It's honestly done. It shows his ups and downs, and it shows what a beautiful life he led and what a beautiful person he was.
Now, throughout that time of that case that you represented him through, which was worldwide media coverage for weeks and months across the media, but you kept his morale up throughout that entire period and stuff. Was that a tough thing to do? How did you manage to do that?
He was in a very difficult situation. You couldn't help but feel for Michael. He was terrified of the future, terrified of what could happen to his children, terrified of dying in prison. And it was a very serious event and very unfortunate because it should never have happened. He was innocent from day one, and he should never have been put through that torture. But we had to deal with it as best we could and keep him as positive as we could. And I think our performance in court is what gave him the most reassurance, because we felt we were really telling the true story.
In terms of criminal lawyers, were you completely baffled by the media and the authorities as well, in terms of this felt like a witch hunt in a way?
One of the things you had to do rather quickly was to ignore what the media had to say or how they portray you, because you'll never win. If your job is to exonerate an innocent client like Michael Jackson, and the pressure, believe me, was enormous, because whenever you represent a client that you know is innocent, and to have to prove his innocence is far harder than having to deal otherwise. But one of the things you have to do as a lawyer in a high-profile case is to ignore the media completely, block it off, and you have to focus on your case, and you can't be controlled by the media at all. And that's the only way you're going to win.
I almost looked at the media as the enemy. I was concerned with 13 people, 12 jurors and 1 judge. They're the ones that counted the most. They were the ones we focused on. And fortunately, he was exonerated completely.
What are your opinions on the case at the minute? And obviously, we have an ongoing case that's happening at the minute, and the world is watching,
As far as I'm concerned, the doctor is guilty. He abandoned all ethical concerns, all professional concerns, all legal concerns about his patient. He violated his oath as a doctor. He didn't do what was right. He should not have had propofol in the home. He should not have administered it without trained anesthesiologists or people helping him. Didn't have the proper equipment. And when the paramedics and the police came, he didn't tell them the truth about giving propofol, nor did he tell the truth to people at the hospital. So I think he's guilty, and I hope he's convicted.
Well, we'll leave you on those very strong words, very honest words, and we appreciate your time this evening. Thank you so much, Michael and Susan. Thank you. Cheers.